What's up, world? What's going on? It's your main man, the other. Right back at that ass again. Here's another one. Ricky, 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 What's going on, y'all? I just want to make this brief video. I was gonna save this video for last, man, but I'll just make it now because pretty much it's on my mind and it's pretty much on my heart. I just want to let y'all know, man. I see all the brothers leaving positive messages in the section. And like I said, you could say anything that's on your mind, you know. But the more, you know, the bad thing about sometimes when your channel starts to get more attention, you start to draw more crazy ass, crazy ass black females. And yeah, man. And I see their comments, and that's fine. You can make comments. You could throw insults. That's cool as long as you're not spamming the page or completely being disrespectful. I pretty much have an open forum, man. Say what you want to say. I'm not like some of these bullshit ass channels where they try to look at your comments and say, basically based on the comments you made that should be erased and all this bullshit. I'm not like that. Like I think I left a comment on this other guy's page, and I made a comment towards his video, and then I mentioned the word diesel dykes. Somebody had asked me a question pertaining to my comment, and when I went back to the page, my comment was gone. And this guy, he says that now he's blocking black men from his channel. I mean, and it's sad because years ago, some of these guys now who have become manginas or they have become beta males, back in the day, years ago, they were pretty much the leaders of the red pill movement. Before it even became, or before the movement was even labeled red pill or MGTOW, because whatever you want to call it, it's just men starting to get their senses back, right? So, but I think either these guys, they started getting more subscribers and started getting more likes, and they're starting to expand their audience. And now, in order for YouTube to pay them, they have to placate to this audience. Well, and a lot of times too, when you expand that audience, it involves females, right? So you have to kiss their ass so YouTube can continue paying you. And then people laugh at me because I don't have a high number of subscribers. Like, I like it like that, man, because I don't want to feel like I have to kiss ass to keep a large audience. Because once you got that large audience, best believe in most cases people have to dumb down their content, quiet down as to not up to offend anyone. Then you have to see, okay, because the more subscribers you have, the more bucks that are going to start coming in, right? So you have to, and then some people have they have little secret networks with these females. They talk against females, but they've made connections with other females, and they'll give those females shout outs on their channel. And and then those females bring back traffic to their channel. So it's a racket, man, and I don't want to be involved. Like I said, when I saw my comment was taken off, I unsubscribed to the dude. And the dude's been around for quite some time, but he's become soft. And you can see and you can see by the comments in his section, he's become soft on the gender war. But like I said, I'm glad I'm not getting paid through YouTube because I have a job, so I don't have to use YouTube for money. But not to get off on a tangent, but my main point is, man, black women have become demented, man. They are a demented group of people. And not to say that, females as a whole aren't kind of, especially in the West, they aren't kind of fucked in the head because of the whole Cinderella type thing. And, females thinking that they, should have everything. They should be the princess and they should find their knight in shining armor. No matter how fucked up they may be, no matter if they take showers, no matter if they're a scumbag, doesn't matter. They deserve the best man, right? And then feminism made that 20 times worse, even though I think this feminism probably had something to do with uh, that Cinderella type story. But like I said before in all my videos, man, if the white society catches a cold, blacks catch pneumonia. So with black women, it's 10 times worse, man. They are a demented group of people. And I say this because they're so accustomed to people kissing their ass, telling them they're doing good, even though they're not doing good. Um, they can blame all their problems on black men, and black men ain't paying for their kids, black men ain't doing this, black men ain't doing that. But they won't talk about their failure to lead the black community. They've been in the leadership seat for the past 40 years, and things are worse than ever. Just like when they say, "Oh, I can do bad all by myself." Yeah, you have. You've done worse. Okay. When you saw in the 60s where the black men were still in the home, now you may not agree with these leaders and everything they said, but you were getting the Martin Luther Kings, the Ralph Abernathy's, the Steve Coakley's. You were getting these H. Rap Browns. You were getting these guys who were able to lead, and a lot of guys who pretty much supported those guys during that civil rights movement. You were getting those guys. Now, do I agree with everything those guys said? No, but you were getting a higher standard of black men. Ali Shabazz or Malcolm X. You were getting those guys. Now what do you have? Quite the contrary to that. You don't have any guys that can pretty much stand up to those guys. What do you have? The Hebrew Negroites who are screaming at the top of their lungs in dresses. Like I said, some of those guys, yeah, they do have points, but the whole dynamic has changed, man. If you look at a lot of the guys who are on YouTube trying to, take that leadership position, it's a joke, right? I mean, so my point is, when you look at that time frame, not saying the 60s were perfect, because some of those guys probably may have been agents, I don't know. But I'm just talking about on the surface, you did have guys who could stand up and actually project themselves, and you halfway believed in what they were saying. They were halfway congruent with what they were conveying to the people versus now. What you have the 90s, you had the Khalid Muhammad when I was growing up, but the picking started to get slim, and now you got, fast forward to 2018. I mean, you don't really have anything out here that's even worth mentioning. So my point is, man, is that you can tell by the offspring that's produced. You can tell the shape that the community is in. I repeat, the offspring that's produced, you can tell by what type of leadership, because what we have now is a byproduct of what type of leadership has been in the black community. And so black women have been in that seat roughly since the 70s, right? 80s. And things are worse than ever. So they don't want to take any blame for the failure of the black community, for the failure of their choices and who they pick to mate with, for the failure of them putting the weaves in their hair. They want to make all type of excuses, especially for the weaves. Oh, even white females wear extensions. Donald Trump has an extent. I'm like, man, Donald Trump is not dumpster diving for weaves. They showed those females when they had that when Baton Rouge had that natural disaster a few years ago. Them black females, like right when the rain hadn't even quite stopped yet. Right after that flood, like maybe 1 hour, they showed big groups of black women going to the dumpster, picking through those shops that were flooded out in Baton Rouge. They were walking through those streets, picking up weave and taking it home, man. Same thing with the females in Africa, going to the dump sites, picking up weave. I mean, that's not just you're not just talking about getting extensions, man. Y'all psychologically think y'all need that. That shit is filthy, man. I mean, you all, even if they put it in the plastic bag, you don't know where that hair. And what they're saying too online is some of that hair that black women are buying is not even human hair. Some of it is horsetail, or it's really coming from, like, I think Martin used to make jokes to Pam on the Martin show back in the day, like some horse is walking around without. But and that was a joke. But I mean, and for real, some of that hair that black women are putting in their head is like coming from animals, man. And some of the hair that is coming from other females, is not washed. You don't know what part of their body the hair is coming from. I mean, and they not only black women not only will pay lots of money for the weave, they won't even step outside without it. It's either weave or the shower cap, right? When they step outside, that's sick, man. And they act like nothing's wrong with that. And white women are doing that too. I don't see most white women walking outside with a shower cap if they don't have weave in their hair. Come on, man. I'm not saying no white woman wears a weave, but for the most part, white women don't wear weave. Most white women do not wear weaves. They don't depend. Black women, 99% of black women depend on weaves. Either the weave, the wig, or you got to use that hot ass straightening comb. Like, I had this girl on my page. She has a bad perm, and she thinks she's cute. First, all black women pretend that they're cute, and they'll say, "Oh yeah, you just mad because you're unattractive," as if they have a patent on what's attractive or not. It's like, you have the weave, you have the straightening comb. By default, you've already told yourself that you're not attractive. You can't be attractive in your natural state. Oh, you have mental issues. Well, you're putting other races here in your head, or you have to get a comb that's extremely hot. You can't use a regular comb. It has to be extremely hot to straighten your hair. That's what you use. It can burn. I've seen the hot comb burn one of my exes. It can burn you severely, but you use that to straighten out your hair. And you gonna try to say who needs mental health? You're like I told this chick in the comment section, you're not authorized. You do not have the credentials. First of all, I know you're not a psychiatrist. Most of these black females, they claim they have degrees, but most black females don't have degrees. Only 20% of the black population even has a degree. So 80% of most black females don't. Most black females and most black males don't have a degree. Okay. First and foremost. So, and second of all, I know you're not a physician. They come on my page lying all the time about they're in medical school, all this bullshit. And then a lot of the times too, they're getting these degrees on online at University of Phoenix. A lot of these online universities are not accredited, meaning your degree ain't gonna mean shit once you finish. It's not like you're going to the university. It's not like you're getting your degree from Penn State. A lot of you black women are not going to the University of Massachusetts or the University of Albany. You're doing that shit online, okay? But my point is, they are demented, man. They're demented chicks. Whereas if you correct them on anything, right, especially if you're a black male, they have an attitude like, "How dare you," right? And they hope that you die. One told me, "Oh, you fat. You're waiting heart. You're a heart attack waiting, and that'll be good if you have a heart attack, because it should be less men out there like you spewing hate." So anytime you tell them the truth, that's spewing hate. Now talking, that's my First Amendment right. I should be able to say anything I want, right? But they want to take that away from you unless you're giving them comments. Even if they smell like shit, you're supposed to say, "Oh, you smell good," even though the pussy ain't been washed in 4 months, right? You still supposed to give them a compliment. Then they say, "Thank you." That's not going to help y'all. All right. And the fat thing, I'm 205 pounds at 5'11", almost 6 feet tall. A lot of you black women weigh a lot more than me, and you're a lot shorter.